Welcome to our Strawbale house here just outside of Frederick, Maryland in the foothills of the watershed, Gamble State Park. We are 5 years into building, pretty much done. Still a lot of finished details, not quite, but we are happily living in a circular Strawbale house. By Strawbale, I mean our walls are made of straw bale, and then earthen plastered on the inside and lime plastered on the outside, so that the actual walls can breathe. By having an earthen plaster on the inside and a breathable lime plaster on the outside, the bales are allowed to moderate humidity, which actually translates into a home that feels really comfortable in the summer when it's really humid outside. The inside air is just almost perfectly balanced and dry. And then of course here in the wintertime, it's extremely warm. This masonry heater behind me, which is a finished design, heats the whole house with one armful of wood a day. So one of the main reasons to build with straw bale is the minimal inputs in the long run. You're passively cooling the house because you have thick walls, and we have a living roof as well. A lot of heat in our homes is gained through the roof in the summertime. By having living roof with plants and soil, that helps keep your house cool, plus 30-inch thick walls almost in some places. And then passive ventilation, which is designing your windows and your doorways to pull air in and up and out of the structure. So passive ventilation, living roof, keeps it nice and cool in the summer. And in the wintertime, that thick insulation of the walls holding in the heat from a well-designed masonry unit makes the inputs and comfort of living here really beautiful and easy as compared to most designed homes and buildings. They have to have constant inputs of air conditioning, constant inputs of heat, lots of energy input, period. Which costs a lot of money, has a big footprint. A lot of people even heat their own home with wood. It's a lot of work to heat a home that's not efficient with wood. That translates as a sore back. So good design, good consideration up front for when you're building and thinking about the long-term maintenance energy inputs can really balance out the input of work that it takes to build one of these homes. And it took a lot to build this home, mostly because it's round. Now, I love living in round structures because of the psychology of it. It's like your mind is free to move and to roam. It rolls off of things rather than gets blocked and bounces around or back on you, which I find happens when I'm in other architecture that's square. I mean, most of our built environment, urban, suburban, everything is gridded and squared, and it shapes a lot of the way we're thinking about life. So living in a round structure really helps the mind, the psychology, the well-being. And on top of that, our structure is built from our own woods here. So all of the wood in the house is from our woods. We harvested most of it after Hurricane Sandy 5 years ago. So most of the wood in this house is storm fallen, and then hand peeled and sawmilled here on site, and all built right here with the elements of this space. The straw bales are from nearby farm. The floors and the walls are made with earth. So the walls, that's an earthen plaster, meaning it's a fine clay mixed with a fine particle like chopped straw, cattails, toilet paper. We use toilet paper in ours. And sand. And that becomes like this almost free-form ceramic mix that goes on the bales in multiple layers until you get it really nice and smooth like we have throughout our house. It's a labor of love. It definitely takes time, but it also offers the opportunity for lots of people to come and be part of building your home, which I think traditionally a lot of cultures did. In building a home, you were really creating a sense of place and community at the same time. And that's definitely what's happened in building this home. We've had lots of hands on this home, lots of help. And that feeling is in here too. So we have the wood, we have the earth, we have the stone, and this beautiful masonry piece. We have strong elements of where we are, and you feel that when you're in here. You're living that every day. You're touching it, and it just helps the well-being. It helps the psyche. It helps the psychology, which we're very much in need of. I mean, the antithesis is what we're usually dealing with. Squared walls, manufactured stuff. Air conditioning blowing at you or heating blowing at you. All kinds of trippy lights. That frames our psychology. So living in a place like this is not just groovy and ecological and cool. It actually is a real big part of our well-being. At least, our family is really appreciating it very much. Hey folks, I'm Michael Judd. This is my book, Edible Landscaping with a Permaculture Twist. It's a very how-to oriented book on different permaculture and edible landscape projects. Each chapter is broken down into very approachable projects of building herb spirals, of creating garden beds that harvest water, of starting a food forest, of some of my favorite uncommon but easy to grow fruits, creating hugelkultur beds, and building earthen ovens. It's based on projects we've done and elements of work that we've created ourselves. Beautifully illustrated and lots of pictures in it and a lot of fun as well. Definitely a good start to getting out and getting busy in your yard. The book is available at the ever-present Amazon.com. So online is probably your best bet for finding it, unless you get to see me at some conference or talk, or come out to one of our workshops, and I'll sign it for you.